Today was the day I finally caught a really nice bass. Now I have totally upped my bass fishing game from beginner to now a beginner who caught a nice fish. So I was fishing on my own around these logs and I caught this bass. It really wasn't fighting that hard, got him in, and I didn't realize how big this thing was. Now this isn't just any bass. I was fishing in the month of November and I've been trying to catch this bass the entire year. Ever since the month of May where my son caught a bass about the same size, I started to get really into bass fishing. I had no idea how addicted I was going to be to this sport. It's the month of July, I'm here on my own, and I'm trying to replicate that bass.
There's one. That's for the, oh! There we go, that's, look at that. Oh, another one for the, oh! Dang it.
But I'm having a really hard time because I'm basically in Dinkville. I'm trying to catch bass, but all I can catch is these really little ones.
Too. You can see into the water, and you can see those bass like following it, so you can see what they like, and it's just exploding that water. Oh, there we go, yes! Oh!
And I'm talking about like thousands of little bass.
Take it. There we go. First cast. Oh. First cast, tiny dude. Right underneath here, if you cast as close as you can to that structure and then let it sink and strip, one always comes out. They're all hiding underneath there. So from this point all the way over here, there's bass loaded in there. See that dragonfly flying across there? But then over here, same thing. They're like right underneath there on the edge. Sure, there are bass kind of in here. Right over there is the main spot. Oh, there. Second cast with the gear. There we go. Nice. That's cast number 2 for. Oh yes, there's one. That is so insane. Those bass right underneath where that shaded area. I haven't even got to the shaded area yet, and I've got another one on the.
And then what I would do is I would go home and I would research what is working and what is not. Apparently these worms work really well for bass fishing, so I got really into wacky style fishing for bass. Here I am in my garage putting these rigs together. I like to wear gloves because this stuff is super slimy, and honestly the chemicals in this stuff I think is absolutely gross, probably really toxic for you. So I put gloves on. I know it's weird, but then I convinced my friend to go out, and it was actually a 100-degree day when we went out. Now the local trout population does not like the heat. Bass love the heat, the trout do not like the heat.
Do that again. You didn't get mud in my boat, did you?
And again, we just had an epic day of bass fishing because I was out here with one of my really good friends, Eric, but the problem was we just kept catching small fish.
This is number 6. So far I have 5 to the boat. Your gear has a 0. 5 to 0 is the 5 to 0, buddy. You can see him eat it though, which is so cool, dude. You know, I wonder if I just let my rod just like hang like that, with, you know, just drift, and I wonder if they would just come up and eat it. Oh, you got one? Yeah, like think it's almost as big as it's almost as good as big as.
I know, man. These things are so great.
Look how tiny this one is. That was a big one. That was a big one. Yep. Dozens and dozens of them. Jumping up, splashing the water. All right, give it a hook set. Oh, he let go!
But we still could not seal the deal on getting a really nice big bass. And then come November, I'm out here by myself and I just really want to go out trout fishing, and I'm really not in the mode for bass fishing, but I get out here and honestly, I think I hooked this bass simply because there weren't a million little bass that were trying to eat my lure or my fly or whatever I was fishing with, because see, in the summer when the fishing is really good and it's hot, those bass are active and there are like tens of 20 of maybe 100,000 bass in this pond. There's so many bass that they just eat your lure every time it hits the water. So the big fish, in my opinion, don't get a chance to eat it. Because it's November, this is a big bass. I'm guessing he's large and needs to eat. I was able to seal the deal on this thing and actually catch my personal best bass.
Springtime, and I've been coming like every week until now, which is like the fall, and I actually caught one that was probably a little bit bigger than that. But man, I've just been fishing a lot, and I've learned a lot about bass fishing, like fly fishing forum, top water, lures, spin fishing, gear, Ned rigs, that kind of thing. But I was not expecting that big of a couple of bites on the leeches. Usually this time of year, leeches are good, midges are good. Nothing on the mayflies, nothing on this guy. I've just been trying a lot of bugs. Nothing is working. I just restocked this so that I have all my mayflies all in order here. All these are mayflies, this whole thing basically until I get down here. These are midges. Got some flash, some color, damselfly. I hate to admit it, but this guy can work really well sometimes. Mop fly. And I've got all my rods here. Look at all that mud and junk on that guy. So fly rod. So this is like a six weight bass rod net.
These rings indicate that the trout are feeding, and they only feed when it starts to get kind of cloudy and dark. But I just started catching lots and lots of trout. At this day, I actually caught my biggest trout of this lake on the same day that I caught the biggest bass. So kind of cool.
Wake up, I'm about to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my glow. Fireflies in the yard, everything's a work of art. Already got everything we need.
That's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you